here we go, A's fans. Let's see if we could wrap up this game in New York. 1-0. Here we go. Come on, come on. Jeffrey Springs was dealing today. We got a 1-0 lead.
Lips.
Come on. Got his ass. Let's go. Guys, we just went to New York after beating Houston for our first series win this past weekend. We go to New York, we lose the first game, heartbreaking fashion, and then we turn it around and we win 2 close games. Like, holy smokes, what a series win. But the A's still have business left to handle while they're in New York. They got an upcoming weekend series with the New York Mets. Let's see if they can keep this momentum going. I think they will. Big series victory against the Astros and now the Yankees. The A's are playing very competitive baseball, even in the games that they lost in the previous series, like the opener in Toronto. Look, these guys are scrapping. Maybe not everyone's clicking on all cylinders yet. You know, we're not seeing the ball fly over the fence for Kurtz, but it will. He's starting to heat up, okay? Langolier started off hot, but he's cooling down, but that's okay. That's what Shea does, right? He's always been that guy who can carry you for like a whole month and then kind of drop off to be an average, but that's okay. He's going to be back. He got a little bit of rest today. Let's see here. You know who I'm stoked about? I'm stoked about Max Muncy. That guy is hitting the ball hard every single time and every single at-bat. That at-bat at the end of the game there, I know they didn't bring him in for the run, but him working that count to full, fouling off some pitches and getting that double down the line in that position in the game, Max Muncy is proving that he is here to stay. One of the cool things at the end of this last game against the Yankees, when they were cleaning up the dugout and all the players were kind of like, you know, getting their caps and heading back into the locker room, you saw Lawrence Butler giving Max Muncy a hug and they were just talking. And, you know, you can see the camaraderie building. And what I love about Max Muncy is he's one of these guys. He's one of these guys that have been there with Soderstrom, with Butler, with who's some other guys? Not necessarily Kurtz, Wilson. I think they even played at the same high school, if I'm not wrong. It might be Soderstrom, not sure. But anyways, there's a bond growing with all these guys. And Max Muncy is proving he's one of the core guys. And I just love that. You guys, this is the kind of series where the glue starts to form, all right? The foundation for the 2026 season and how the story is going to play out. This is how it starts. This is how it begins. You need series victories like this. You need those moments where you're on the road and you get a big series victory. I know that there's a big series against the Mets still to come this weekend, but you need to celebrate. You need to go out in New York and you need to have fun. This is how you start to become one unit, is you work hard together and you play hard together. Again, don't play too hard. The A's one hit. Was it one hit? They one hit the Yankees. Okay? They sat Aaron Judge down the whole series. He was nowhere to be found. You guys, this was a big deal. So I'm really, really, really proud of the boys today. I'm watching the Rooker at bat right now, where he hurt himself. And it definitely looks like a lower back towards the oblique. But the way he kind of grabbed at it and the way he kind of moved and stayed totally straight up, you know, it looked like he tweaked a muscle in his lower back. I might be stating the obvious here. That might already be officially out, but oh, yeah.
You see him start to reach it.
Yeah. Guys, this sucks. This really sucks. Brent Rooker, what a solid DH. What a solid at-bat Brent Rooker is. When you need a base hit, when you need a double, when you need a walk-off home run, Brent Rooker is that guy who has been doing it. All right, this is a new segment of the Weekend Walkoff that I'm still working on, but it's called the Roll It Back. Let's see if any of my predictions from last week came true. Just cause. Standout performances I'm looking forward to see. I think Rooker's already locked in. I think we're going to see Rooker hit his first home run or two this upcoming series. I predicted Rooker was going to get 2 home runs. He got 2 home runs, including the walk-off. The Easter walk-off, they're calling it. Everyone's talking about it, the Easter walk-off. Guys, this is serious. Losing Rooker right now, This is not good. Hopefully it's not serious. I mean, it could be something with like discs or vertebrae, or it could be something like a back spasm or something. We're just not sure. But you can't replace Brent Rooker's professional at-bat and power in the lineup. So obviously this is concerning not having Rook in the lineup for however long, but the next man's got to step up. The A's are bringing up Zach Gelof from the minors. Listening to Booney's show last night, I was pretty excited to hear that he's putting up great numbers right now, and the strikeouts are way down, which has always been the number one thing for Gelof. And the problem that he gets himself into is just he strikes out a butt ton. And the fact that he's had so many at-bats in the minors, he's got a great batting average right now. He's producing. He's stealing bases. He's very dynamic right now. And man, if he is ready to arrive on the major league scene, finally, me working in NBC Sports in 2024, doing media day, I just remember we were all in on Zach Gelof. The A's had really no stars on the team whatsoever. We were trying to get Tony Kemp to do a lot of our promotional reads, and I'm like, wow, the face of this franchise right now is Tony Kemp, and it was just lean, We're Seth Brown. We had recording a bunch of reads for us, and I was like, man, this is a slim team. But we also were promoting a lot of Zach Gelof. We were putting him on a lot of our tune-ins and our schedule, cheer card printouts, and all that kind of stuff. So we were looking for Zach Gelof to be the future star of this franchise. And so I'm really hoping that this call-up, he's here to stay. I hope that he brings that dynamic energy. And I know he's going to fit into this culture because these are the guys that he's been riding with for a long time. And I just hope it's time for him to arrive at that major league level and really contribute and really prove that he belongs. So we're rooting for Zach Gelof. And maybe this could be a silver lining in this thing with Brent Rooker, that we're going to possibly see some energetic youngsters come up like Gelof, and someone like Colby Thomas. So we'll see what happens. I want to show you guys something that I think is just super cool. And then my former colleagues at NBC Sports gave me as I left. I just realized there's some personal writing on the front of these cheer cards, so I can't show them. But they made this "Thank You, Casper" collage of my time at NBC Sports over the years, the 15 years I've been there. So, man, this was really cool that they did this. And I have to hold this far away because I don't want you to read what's on the front of these cheer cards. But check out this picture they used, right? So it says, "Thank you, Casper." I can't stop it because I don't want you guys to read the personal things that they wrote. But it says, "Thank you, Casper." And there's a picture of me sitting there in Hohokam Stadium in Arizona. This is so sweet of them that they sent that to me as a farewell gift. And they also sent me a, can we see this? Turn around this way. You guys know whose signature that is? Yeah, you do. You know who that is. Jacob Wilson. They sent me a autographed Jacob Wilson ball. So I thought that was so sweet of them to send me on my last day with the company. Man, when I got that cheer card and saw the photo that they used for the front, it really, really hit me hard. And I couldn't help but think about that moment, that very moment, sitting in the stadium in Arizona, getting out of the fog of COVID and getting back into the real world. I think spring training started later in March that year. And I just remember sitting in that seat and looking at the field and just thinking about how beautiful it was and how thankful I was for life and my family and this job, and to be coming out at the other end of what was crazy with the pandemic. And looking at that field, there are a few things or places in life that I think you could just like be present there and stare at something without having any music or any screens or distraction, and just be totally mesmerized by it. For me, at least, I'm just speaking for myself, but I think a lot of you guys feel the same way too. But like, for example, you're sitting at the beach, in the ocean, and your feet are in the sand, and you're just sitting there watching the waves go back and forth, and the sun's going down, and you're just sitting there and you're looking at it and you're thinking about things. It's just one of those beautiful places to be. You could stare at a campfire. You could sit in your chair and just look at that campfire as it cracks and pops, and you don't need screens. You don't need music. You're just sitting there and you're in the moment. And I think the other thing for me that's like that, honestly, is to just sit and look at a baseball diamond, look at a baseball field. I could even do it at the rec fields, even sitting in the bleachers, just stare at a field, and I could just look at it, and I just love thinking about the scenarios of the game in my head, thinking about the games that have taken place there, the big moments, and what a 6-4-3 double play might look like, what angle the outfielder might have to get in the outfield to chase after a ball. Can you have a popsicle? Yeah, you gotta say hi to the show first. So come say hi. Hi. This is Charlie Grace, my kindergartner, my 5-year-old daughter. Who you got in your hand? Bluey? Nice. All right, I love you. So you want a popsicle? Go ask your big brother to help you get it. Okay. Said Dad said it's okay. Hey, I love you. Can you close the door? Can you say go A's? Go A's. Atta girl. All right, I know that I'm not the only one who thinks baseball is like the greatest sport. All right, maybe that's a little hyperbole for some of you, but I think it's true. I think baseball is the greatest game. I used to, when I was in the Army, one of my NCOs, I used to debate because he was a diehard football fan, and I love football too. I love football, but baseball is just, to me, on a different level for so many reasons. All the other sports, it's pretty much the same premise, right? It's your territory, my territory, and we try to score on each other's territory. We try to go this way, we try to go this way. Hockey players, we got to score a goal. Basketball, we got to score a basket, we got to score a goal. Soccer, we got to go back and forth, score a goal. The NFL, we're taking turns. It's like turn-based RPG of trying to get to the end zone to score a goal. Offense and defense. Soccer as well. They're all the same. Lacrosse, it's the same game. If you think about it, even tennis is the same game. When you have a game like baseball, man, it's so cool on so many levels. First of all, there's no timer, as we know. Well, besides the timers that we've recently been introduced, which I love, by the way, but that's a different story. The fact that there's no time is amazing. Like in a football game. In a football game, if you're losing 27-7 and there are 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the game is over. Like, it's over. Like, but you're still running out there doing plays and, going through the motions. It's like, it's ridiculous. It's over, but they still have to play it out. Baseball doesn't have that. Baseball is out of time. Like, it's out of the realm of time in a sense of the innings have to be played. The top of the inning has to be played. The bottom of the inning has to play. There's 9 innings, and yeah, they have to be played. So like if you're going into the bottom of the 9th and it's 12-1 and you're going to the bottom of the 9th, yeah, you're getting your ass whooped, but in reality, you still have a chance to come back and tie it or win the game. With that much of a deficit at that late in the game, you can still come back. Baseball is the only game where the defense has control of the ball, right? And the game of throwing a ball to somebody and somebody hitting it with a stick, it's something that people have been doing probably since the beginning of time, picking up rocks, hitting it with a stick. And it's like the fundamental mechanic of the game. And it's something that people just love to do. Throw something up there and hit it. Another reason I love baseball so much is because of the diversity. Not only the diversity that we see with cultures. I mean, I love that Japanese players and Korean players, Australians, Mexicans, Dominicans, Venezuelans, right? Chinese, Taipei, all these places are loving and learning the game. So it's already very diverse. I love the fact that you could be somebody like Aaron Judge, who's like a giant of a man, or you could be somebody like Altuve. Another thing that I like about baseball more than the back and forth sports is I love the fact that baseball, the story builds out, right? Like, you get a runner on and you hit him over and you can start to see it build. You can start to see the tension kind of, this pitcher that's in a situation, it's getting dangerous. Now there's someone throwing in the bullpen and who are they going to bring in? Or that guy they're bringing in just got railed last night. Oh shit. there's a game within the game. And so there's just so much drama that you see in building. And in a football game or a back and forth game like hockey or basketball, there are the storylines, but they're pretty much kind of like, they're mostly the same storylines. And when a scoring opportunity arises, it kind of just instantly appears out of nowhere. I could be totally wrong. And I know that there's a lot more that goes into the game planning and strategy and nuance for the back and forth sports. But baseball, I just love the way it plays out. It plays out like a chess game, like a board game, but it also is a game of tag. It also is a game of sticks, of hitting a ball, an object with a stick, and also the mechanic of catching a ball and throwing it and not letting it hit the ground. All those things that we love to do as a kid, it's all wrapped up into one game, one sport. And that's why I think baseball is just so awesome. And I will always be a diehard baseball fan. Yeah, baseball means a lot to me. It has for a long time. And now I'm really enjoying this time of life when my son Rocco, who's 14 years old, he's in 8th grade, and he plays for the freshman high school team. I'm just loving watching him fall in love with the game, play it well, and just put in a lot of hard work and seeing the results on the field. It's a great season in life, just being at the field. I love talking all things baseball with him, and any opportunity I get a chance to play catch with him, I jump on it. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I also volunteered to be one of the team's announcers, which is pretty fun.
Batting number 5, Caden Connor.
Hey everybody, I got to cut this one short, and I really wanted to talk about Jeffrey Springs and how excited I am that he is emerging as somebody who it could be the ace of this staff. He's got great stuff. He has really proved me wrong, because the way I saw him pitch last year, I was not impressed at all. But now that he's got the velocity going on his fastball, man, it's so fun to watch him keep players off balance. They don't know if it's going to be the changeup on the outside corner, or if all of a sudden he's just going to blast them with a 93-mile-per-hour fastball up and in on the hands. Like, man, it's fun to watch. So props to Jeffrey Springs. I'm really excited. This Mets series is going to be a good one. Have fun. Be safe this weekend. Enjoy all the content that's coming out here on this network, the House Always Wins podcast network. There's a lot of great stuff.